Hey everybody, it's the early 60s. You're looking for a durable bow at a low cost. Well, Ben Pearson Archery has the perfect bow for you, the Ben Pearson Strato Jet Model 337. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery. Greg here. All right, fiberglass bows, they were popular at one time, and I mean quite popular. And no one made more of these bows than Ben Pearson. And what many of you don't know is that Ben Pearson was actually quite the engineer. He made an exhaust tube bending machine that's still in use today, and the company that makes those still bears his name to this very day. Well, today we're going to look at the Model 337 Stratojet. First, let's take a quick look at the history and the specs of this incredible bow. The Ben Pearson Model 337. It's a 66-inch bow in which they do not give draw lengths. And the reason for this is there are none. They said it's unbreakable so you can draw as far as you want. They don't even give a brace height. And I was able to contact somebody who used to make them, and I asked him about it, and he says they did it like that because since they're unbreakable, you can use any brace height you want. Now, personally, I've found the general rules the same. My recurves are around 7.5. My longbow's about 7 inches. So if you get one and you're working with it, you're just going to have to play with it to find your brace height. This bow was first made in 1958, and its last year was 1966. It was marketed for men and teenage boys. The bow was sold as a bow, all by itself, and in 2 sets most years, an archery set and a hunting set. And up next, we're going to look at it year by year. 1958. It was sold as a bow, an archery set, and a hunting set. It was available in only one color combination, gold and white. It was available in 30, 35, 40, and 45 pound weights. 1959. It was sold as a bow, and again as an archery and hunting set, but this year it was listed as rainbow colors, and they changed the poundage. They dropped one of them. This year it's only available at 30, 35, and 40 pounds. 1960. Came as a bow, an archery set, and hunting set once again in rainbow colors, and 30, 35, and 40 pound weights. 1961. It was sold as a bow, an archery set, and a hunting set. Came in rainbow colors. When they changed the weights again, you get it at 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55 pounds. 1962. You could buy it only as a bow. Came in rainbow colors. The draw weights were 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55 pounds. For this year, they dropped the target and hunting sets, and they went with this new strategy called a blister pack, which unfortunately the 337 was not part of. 1963. It was sold as a bow, and they went back to the archery sets. Right? And the only one they had was just the archery set, not the hunting set. Came in rainbow colors, weights of 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55 pound draws. 1964. The bow itself cost $15.50. They brought back both sets. You have the archery and hunting set for $18.95. Rainbow colors and the draw weights from 30 to 55. 1965. The bow again was $15.50. You had the archery and hunting sets at $18.95, rainbow colors and draw weights from 30 to 55 pounds. 1966. The bow $15.50. The archery sets again $18.95, rainbow colors, draw weights 30 to 55 pounds. One thing with Ben Pearson is if you get the 1964 catalog, they have hand notes written all over them, and you can find some fascinating information on them. and I was able to find the production and sales numbers. And only thing is, they only do it from January to June. So I don't know what they did from July to December. But from January to June in 1963, they sold 2,087 bows. From January to June in 1964, they sold 2,511 bows. In 1963, they sold 464 of the archery sets. And in 1964, they sold 485 of the archery sets. So there you have it. And I did some numbers. And just between 63 and 64, with all their fiberglass bows, only from January to June, for those 2 years, they produced and sold 58,888 fiberglass bows. The bow that I have looks like one of the early ones, a 1958 model, and it's 66 inches like we said, and it weighs about 45 pounds in draw length. So up next, let's see how fast she'll push an arrow. All right, let's put on the chronograph. 45 pounds, I put on the scale, weighed it, and I'm going to shoot my Carbon Express Predator 2s, 800 spine. It's going to shoot some 600s, but when you have that much paradox on a bow, I figured a little weaker. So these might be a little too weak. They weigh 300 and something grains, somewhere in that area, I'm not sure. I don't really know, but I use them for a lot of things. I'm shooting here because it's really hot out. It's 90 plus degrees. There's not a cloud in the sky. And if you know anything about these chronographs, they don't work well in the sun. Even with those little shades, they tend to fight you. So let's see what we get. $145. Duplicate. $144. $147. Duplicate. $149. $46. $149. Finished off high one of $150. To its practitioners, it is said to be the highest form of archery. Nothing is as cold and cruel as that paper target 20 yards away, taunting you with its half-dollar sized X-ring. Nothing in archery has induced more target panic, destroyed more confidence than that piece of paper. It will show you every flaw, and it will do so for all to see. After shooting the first end, all my arrows hit low and to the right. I knew in order to shoot well, I was going to have to make a few adjustments. On the next end, I moved my point up and started to finally find the center. Shooting well, but I had that one arrow that just wanted to be different. In the middle game, I started to struggle. By the third game, I figured out how this bow likes to be shot. "60 arrows later, I sat down and added up my score, for it's time for some humble pie. If indoor target archery is archery in its highest form, then field archery is target archery on steroids. Shots out past 20 yards, 40 yards, all the way out past 70 yards. Shots uphill, shots downhill, and so much more. To those who shoot it, field archery is the purest test of an archer and his bow." All right, let's just let one go, see what happens. All right. Having put every arrow on the bale house, I knew it wouldn't be long before I started to nail it. Or so I thought. Having once again painfully proven to myself that I'm no field archer, I decided to level the playing field. While field and target archery are nice, to the practitioners of 3D archery, this is the most realistic form of archery. I'm not sure how realistic this mosquito is, or even how many people hunt them with a bow, but sometimes you have to take what you are given. Having slayed the radioactive beasts, I moved on to the classic cartoon character animals from my childhood. I took a quick break from shooting to ask for some expert advice from somebody who knows all about 3D archery. After my near-death experience while seeking wisdom, I decided discretion is the better part of valor. And so I headed back and pondered about the qualities of this bow. Okay, everybody, let's talk about the hits of the Ben Pearson Model 337 Strato Jet. Well, the biggest hit on this is durability. They advertised it as they won't break. And seeing how many are around today, I take that to be true. Also, it's impervious to the elements. You can dunk this in water and leave it there for a month. It's still going to shoot. You can freeze it, thaw it, still going to shoot. These things are flat out durable. The next thing about it that's really good is it's ambidextrous. You can shoot it left or right-handed. Great for a club. You know, you don't have to have a bow for each person. Give them one bow and they can share it. And the last hit on these bows is they're just plain fun to shoot. I can't tell you how much enjoyment you're going to get when you hit a bullseye shooting a fiberglass bow. You're just like, yet this shouldn't be happening. And those, boys and girls, are the hits. Pretty simple ones, but I think they're good. All right, everybody, up next is the misses. The first miss is they're not the easiest bow to tune, and that's due to the big, wide old riser in it, which that's a lot of paradox you have to get around on. And it's not easy to tune. You can still shoot well. You've seen I shot pretty good with it. I am amazed at how well I shot, but it is a little tough one to tune. The other miss is the cost. All right, I take some blame for it, according to Jeff Krug. The price of these have gotten stupid, all right? They're not worth $150 like people are asking, okay? They're worth about $45 max. But people are charging ridiculous prices for them on eBay, and people are paying them, so I guess maybe I'm just wrong. And the last one is the availability. Having last been made in the 1980s, this bow's, you know, there's a ton of them out there. But finding brand new ones, yeah, not possible. And you got to look around. You're going to find them in places, but they're just not as readily available. So there you go. I had 3 hits. I got 3 misses. All right, everybody, my final impressions and thoughts on this bow, right? I have to say it's an absolute blast to shoot. It's going to put a smile on your face. You know, and I'm amazed. Okay, I shot a 237 on an indoor 300 round, right? And my first arrows went low right. So I actually had to put the point of my arrow up in the upper left-hand corner. And what I found is all my shots are going up high and missing. It was because I looked at the corner. I had to look at the X, but in the corner of my eye, make sure the arrow was where it needs to be. So in other words, I had to shoot. That's right, split vision. Once I did that, I was fine. And the other thing I found is, you know, it's so amazing. Shooting indoors is so different than shooting outdoors. When I shot outdoors, I didn't have to do all that stuff. I just looked where I wanted, and most of the time it went there. So much fun. I actually got mine down to next to no hand shock. I felt nothing from it. It was easy to pull, easy to hold, no stack. I shot the 300 round. I did a bunch of ends on the field and some 3D and some just to play around with, and I wasn't tired. And it's a 45-pound bow, which, you know, tells you a lot about it. And, you know, so with all that, the biggest thing is they're tough, and these things will last forever. So if you got a camp, you got a group of kids, get some fiberglass bows, man. These kids ain't gonna break those. They can overdraw it. They can do what they want. They can dry fire them. You don't have the worries like you do with a normal laminated bow. All right, so the Pearson Strato Jet 337. I had a ball shooting it. I think you will too. So if you can find one, I'd definitely go get one. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time with an all-new episode, 3D Archery.